So, Guy, talk us through that when you guys obviously got shot out of the cannon. Really great first start. Was that a point of emphasis for you girls?
Yeah, we wanted to begin really well, and I thought our execution was great. First game, no one's really sure what you might get. We had very little intel on the other team, so it was a matter of executing what we wanted to do. So we had just had some things in place, and I thought we did a great job early.
And then you happy that the girls obviously went on with it throughout the whole game. Obviously, Canberra came back a little bit, but the girls showed a lot of resiliency through the game.
Yeah, look, I think so. We just had a couple of defensive breakdowns, and their backcourt's very dynamic with Jade and Nicole Munger, and both those guys, if you give them an inch, they'll shoot it really well. And we just lost concentration on a couple of key occasions, and they made us pay for it. But we always seem to find a way to respond. I think just perfect world, we probably should have put the game away beyond doubt. I think that would be the thing that I would walk away with a bit of a sour taste, thinking, well, we had it in the vicinity of the 20 kind of thing, we should have pushed it forward, but it sort of went 20 and it would come back to 10 and around that mark, which you're never safe then. So, but anyway, look, game one and first game at home, pretty pleasing.
It was also Cayla's first game as captain, 23 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. What do you think make of Cayla's game?
Yeah, she was okay. Might give her a run next week.
Cayla, how do you see it out there? Obviously, first game as captain in front of the home crowds.
Yeah, it was a good first hit out. Just echo exactly what Guy said. Probably should have just pushed it out a little further, and that's just comes with learning, and the group doesn't have a whole lot of experience together. So, and we are quite young, but to push it out in games like that, so that's a bit more of a margin. But I think some decision making down the stretch, and that just in moments like that you can learn from that as well. But we'll definitely take the win, and as I said to the media after the game, pre-season can feel kind of long. You're always just looking at that first game, but now we can just kind of get onto it and get on with this season, and who we have next, Flyers next week. So it feels good just to have started the season.
You played well. Obviously, Shanice had a really good game. So, and Cayla shot really, really well. Talk about their performances.
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah.
Shanice is such a dynamic player, and she can really turn it on. I think she started off the game and set the tone, and she did really great. And we really looked to get to the basket right under the bucket there, and I think she did a good job of facilitating it and getting really powerful looks under the basket. And Cayla, obviously, that 3-point shot doesn't take much. Got a quick release, and she was letting them fly, and she had quite a good outing for us as well. But I really enjoyed playing with obviously both of them. Cayla is my sister big. I think we think the game very similar, and we kind of play similar. We like to pass. I think we both had 5 assists tonight. So I think we'll keep getting better as a group and getting to know each other even more.
Guy, obviously the story, we shot really well from out downtown, but we also won inside the paint 46-26, which is quite pleasing as well, right?
I think we had a really hot. I think our first 4 makes were threes, I believe. So we jumped out really well. So you'll take that. And I know one time out we just said, well, that can change. So don't stop our process, because we've got to keep cutting. We have to look. The good thing about our lineup is that Cayla and Cayla can pass the ball so well as bigs. We have to keep moving and keep cutting, and that's a pillar, I suppose, or a foundation for the team. So overall, with 30 assists as a group, that was pretty pleasing. And we just had a couple of flat spots where we just got into some jumbled turnovers, and just putting that down to a fair amount of inexperience and youth in our backcourt. But we'll learn from it and hopefully be better.
Paul?
Guy, big win first time out. Considering the unexpected changes to the roster just a few weeks before the start, how did you find yourself having to adjust for that?
I was a bit confused, to be honest, to begin with. I think we went through a few permutations of, the continuity is so important for the Flames, because we're bringing back 7 players out of 12, and then to lose Loz and Dee Dee, and I think that their chemistry with Cayla was something that we could say that was going to be such an important thing, because that connection was really building. And so we lost that, and Dee Dee was definitely a bit of a unicorn how she played, like a point guard as a 4-man sort of thing. And and what can you say about Loz? I mean, she's defensive player of the WNBL and was also our leading scorer. So we went through probably 2 or 3 weeks of permutations of things where I had to not throw everything out, but just rejig things and try and find a new way to make them work, I suppose. So I think I was probably a bit unsure for a period of time, but I feel pretty comfortable. I think our game plan's pretty simple, but I feel pretty comfortable where we're at, that we're on the right path now.
And with this round 1 being winding up today, how surprised have you been with the sort of scores that have been getting put up?
Yeah, look, not really. I think you see the athleticism and the shooting improvements through the league, and very tough place for a new big to come in and play. I think because the pace of the game can go up and down, and so you get watching the Flyers and Perth game last night where Perth had their 4-man bringing the ball up the court a lot of the time, and Flyers offense, their 4s and 5s are shooting as many 3s as the guards, sort of thing. So that takes a lot of adjustment. So it's, I think, a smaller, faster league, and so with that is probably going to come a boost in scoring.
Molloy and Cayla did some good things today. Was the plan was to give them quite a bit of court time?
Well, they've trained really well. They've prepared great, and I'm liking. So we had, as much as I love Lozzie and Tess, great players last year, veteran players. If I said you've got full court pickup, they'd sort of look at me as if, what planet are you on? I'm not doing that. So we were never that team last year that we could get out and do too much of that, whereas you got the athleticism and speed of those young girls that they really want to get up and after the ball. So I liked our full court pressure D.
Guy, you mentioned the 30 assists, but 30 assists on 36 makes. As a coach, first game of the season, how much do you like to see sharing the ball, making shots, getting each other better out there?
Oh yeah, it's music for me. It's just great, and again speaks to the skill of our posts who can feed the ball that well. And look, I thought it was, for game 1, it was at a good level for first half, and I think second half it got a bit pedestrian. So we talked about it after the game, but look, we'll keep improving on that in subsequent rounds, I hope.
And Cayla, you mentioned Shanice obviously had a good game, but 9 assists. How much do you think her making her first 2 shots gave her the confidence and just sort of play her natural game? I know she was really nervous before the game.
Yeah, I was in her ear a little bit before the game, just, don't even think about offense. I think her instincts will take over. I want her to, generate her game energy from her defense. I think she can be really dynamic for us defensively. And I think, she started off the game really well. She was getting to the basket really well, and then when she was, defended well, then she found the open man, and I think she created a lot of great looks tonight, and I think moving forward I think she can give us that and some. So just really setting a bar here for herself, but I love that, and I think she's more than capable.
Thank you. Guy, you mentioned the youth in the backcourt. What areas of their games have you asked them to work on to prepare them for success throughout the season?
Well, it was going to be about how they defended. Look, Jade was very efficient tonight, but she had 12 shots, so she's come in here on some nights and had probably double that amount of shots. So I felt that in rotation they worked that over quite well. And then the other thing, they've got to be prepared to work without the ball. And when you're making the transition out of junior basketball, everyone can run to the ball and everyone can take 4 or 5 dribbles, and there's no sorts of penalty on that. Whereas I don't want to play that way, so they've got to know how to cut, and they've got to know how to set good screens, and they've got to know how to relocate and get to open spots. And so that's been a real focus for them through the pre-season.